didn't choose this exact type of metastatic breast cancer, but I
Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to get started. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll get started. Julie, we're ready for you.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Spring 2021 Induction to the Profession ceremony. My name is Julie Vallejos, and I'm the Program Coordinator for the Center for Diversity and Student Success. I would like to spend the next few minutes going over some basic Zoom protocol practices and specific instructions for our graduating seniors to follow during the oath to ensure a smooth and successful ceremony. Let us begin our celebratory event by enabling the Induction to the Profession ceremony virtual background if your computer is compatible. We ask everyone, including the platform party members, to mute themselves until we call your name. Graduates, please keep your microphones on mute until we call upon your profession: computing professional, construction manager, and engineer to take the oath. When your profession is called to recite the oath, please do not read along with the speaker. They will read a portion of the oath first, and you will follow along by reciting after them. To facilitate a smooth event presentation experience, we recommend enabling the speaker view. The speaker view option will allow you to easily identify the person currently speaking and can be found on the top right corner of the Zoom application. We encourage you to post selfies of your participation in today's virtual ceremony on your Instagram and Facebook stories and tag us at FIU_CEC on social media. We look forward to seeing you and your videos. Please note that today's ceremony is also being recorded and will be available on the college's website within a few days. We encourage you to use the chat box to congratulate each other and give thanks to your family and the people who helped you along the way: your advisors, your friends, your professors, and the staff. Finally, after the ceremony ends, please join your department school's Zoom link provided by your respective coordinators for a group photo. The links will also be displayed on the screen at the end of the ceremony and posted in the chat. Have your certificate, your rings, pins, hats, and ready for the photo. Now, without further ado, I call our Master of Ceremony, Dr. Michael Christie, to begin the induction to the profession ceremony. Congratulations, Panthers.
Thank you, Julie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Dean John Velakis, Mr. Jose Maldonado, members of the faculty, graduates, friends, and family. It is with great joy and excitement that we begin the induction to the profession ceremony of the College of Engineering and Computing for spring 2021. This is a day of great celebration for all of us, but particularly for you, the graduates, and for your parents. It marks the beginning of a professional life for those who are graduating with a bachelor's degree, and for those of you who are graduating with a master's or doctoral degree, it is a significant milestone in your professional development. Given the solemnity of this moment, I respectfully request that all participants be on mute. Thank you. Now, Ms. Sarah Michelle Lemus will perform our national anthem.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you for a wonderful performance, Ms. Lemus. Now, this is by no means the end of our journey together, but just the beginning. Stay connected on social media to witness and take pride in the future that will be built on the foundation that you laid. Follow us and post your pictures today using the hashtag FIUCECorder for a chance to be highlighted on the college's social media accounts. Now, it's my distinct privilege to introduce the platform party. Dr. John Velakis, Professor and Dean of the College of Engineering and Computing. Mr. Jose Maldonado, Software Engineer at xCloud Corporation. Dr. Osama Mohammed, Distinguished University Professor, Associate Dean of Research and Professor of the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. Dr. Anthony McGorn, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs and Biomedical Engineering Professor. Dr. Jason Liu, Interim Director and Professor of the School of Computing and Information Sciences. Dr. Jose Farrell, Endowed Chair and Associate Teaching Professor of the Moss Department of Construction Management. Mr. James Lee Lorenz, Mechanical Engineering graduate and member of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. Dr. Renu Zhang, Wallace H. Coulter Eminent Scholars Chair and Professor of the Biomedical Engineering Department. Dr. Andridam Charhoudry, Chair and Professor of the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department. Dr. Jean Andrian, Interim Chair and Professor of the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. Dr. Chin Shen Chang, Program Director and Professor of Enterprise and Logistics Engineering. Dr. Arvind Agarwal, Chair and Distinguished University Professor of the Mechanical and Materials Engineering Department and Director of the Advanced Materials Engineering Research Institute. Let's give them all a virtual round of applause. Now, this ceremony would not be possible without the outstanding effort of Ms. Elizabeth Naranjo, Ms. Amanda Gonzalez, and their volunteers, for whom I kindly request a virtual round of applause. My name is Michael Christie, Associate Teaching Professor for Biomedical Engineering, Faculty Fellow of the Honors College, and Affiliate Faculty of the School of Universal Computing, Construction, and Engineering Education. And I do have the honor to be your Master of Ceremonies today. I congratulate each of you on achieving this key milestone in your professional lives. In the coming years, you'll find that the knowledge and skills that you've gained at FIU are valuable assets in establishing your professional lives. I wish you success and happiness in your public and private endeavors. Now allow me to introduce to you the Dean of the College of Engineering and Computing, Dr. John Velakis. Dean Velakis came to FIU with a distinguished career of 2 years at the Boeing Corporation, 19 years at the University of Michigan, and 15 years at The Ohio State University as a professor of electrical and computer engineering. He has more than 30 years of research experience to his credit, covering all aspects of wireless communications, biomedical sensors and imaging, wearable textile electronics, antennas, as well as ultra-wideband radios and transceivers. He's one of the most referenced authors in his field. He's published 8 widely used books, over 435 referee journal papers, and 900 conference papers. He's also mentored over 100 PhDs and postdoctoral fellows. Most recently, he was elected to the highly distinguished rank of National Academy of Inventors as a fellow for creating or facilitating outstanding inventions that have made a tangible impact on the quality of life, economic development, and the welfare of society. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dean John Velakis.
Well, thank you, Dr. Christie, and welcome to all of our graduates. And this is a special occasion for our College of Engineering and Computing, and it is with great pride that I welcome the class of spring 2021. Their family and friends, our keynote speaker, Mr. Jose Maldonado, and all of our faculty and staff who have been working very hard as well, and they deserve enormous credit. Well, enormous credit goes to everybody, a wonderful family that we have in our college. I'm truly excited because we have in front of us today the entrepreneurs and leaders of the future. And despite all odds, that is the global pandemic that has been upon us, you have persevered. Your legacy, the class of 2020, you are ones of resilience and fortitude. And all I can say is congratulations. Congratulations, you've made it. Today, you're entering a profession that is poised to offer South Florida and the nation a promising future for humankind. Needless to mention, our society needs you to address many challenges that we will be facing in the future. You will study the brain, improve medicines, engineer tools to benefit humanity. You will help drive the evolution of virtual reality, artificial intelligence, big data, global connectivity, and enable cybersecurity, among other developments. You will build smart cities, bring solar energy and other green energies closer to reality, and you will provide access to clean water. These and other innovations will bring unprecedented scientific discovery and transformational change to our society and the environment. They will ensure economic growth, national security, and improve the quality of life in every sector of our international community. The profession you're about to enter is demanding, but also very rewarding. Throughout your career, you will take chances with every decision you make, and you will make decisions that will affect people and the society at large. I am confident you will have the technical ability and social conscience to make the best possible decisions, while at the same time fulfilling the creed, pledge, and code of ethics you're about to enter. You have spent a tremendous amount of energy and resources to arrive here today. Your education constitutes only one of the steps you must take to achieve professional satisfaction and success. I'd like to add 4 recommendations in going forward. 1, lifelong learning is a necessity. Continue to pursue knowledge either through formal education or self-study. 2, contribute to the growth and development of our society and be actively participating in your community. Join and take part in civic and professional as well as technical societies. Number 3, passionately observe the code of ethics and creed that you're about to accept. Number 4, remember where you come from. As you make your way in the world, think of your family, friends, and your school. Return to FIU, volunteer, give back, inspire future engineers and others that are coming your way. As the years pass, do not forget your alma mater. Participate in maintaining our FIU's position as a leader in engineering and in computing education, in research, technology, creation, and entrepreneurship. After all, your education at FIU has made you a global citizen and a world's ahead professional. Please accept my heartfelt congratulations and best wishes for a job well done. Now, go make us proud. And congratulations. Next, I'd like to introduce our distinguished speaker of today, Dr. Jose Maldonado. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce you our keynote speaker. Mr. Maldonado is a software engineer at Microsoft in the Xbox and xCloud division. And he's working to enable gamers to play their favorite games from any device through game-changing streaming capabilities. Born in Ecuador, Jose immigrated with his family to Miami at the age of 7. In high school, he was introduced to programming, where he began exploring how to merge art and computers together to build immersive experiences. During his time as a student, Jose pursued his passion by developing the pilot virtual reality system and co-founded a startup to develop immersive experiences for physical therapy patients. He also is a founding member of the FIU, no other, UPE chapter, fostering an inclusive community where anyone can be part of the learning, growing, and innovating approaches that are being introduced here at FIU and within UPE. Jose holds a bachelor's in computer science and is also a graduate from the Honors College. He currently resides in Seattle and continues to guide UPE as an alumni advisor. He's been working within the organization and its culture, the programming and strategies to develop Miami's tech ecosystem. So as a proud FIU alum, Jose has continued to find ways to stay involved and engaged with the college since his graduation. He attended the announcement of the Knight Foundation School of Computing and Information Sciences, where I met him, I believe, for the first time, and looks forward to the opportunity it will provide to our students. Jose is also a founding member of FIU's Pathway to Philanthropy program. His commitment supports and elevates FIU's experience of our very own engineering and computer science students. Through his extraordinary accomplishments as an alum, professional, and philanthropist, Jose is leading and inspiring our 250,000 alumni, guiding them to the evolution of our university, and ensuring that FIU remains a top public university and an anchor institution here in South Miami. We are proud to have Jose today with us, and we're proud to have him as one of our alums. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming one of our very own, Mr. Jose Maldonado.
Thank you, Dr. Velakis. You're absolutely right. It is a very demanding profession, but from the 3 years that I've been in it, I can tell you that it's probably one of the most rewarding years that I've had. And I'm so excited for everybody to start going on and on their journeys. But to start, first of all, glory to God. He guides and protects me every day. That's something that that's how I always start some public speaking conversations. But Dean Balakis, Dr. Faria, Dr. Lu, Dr. Mohammed, Dr. Christie, Dr. McGoran, the FIU engineering faculty, some of my actual friends that are actually watching this and graduating at the moment. And more importantly, the graduating class of 2021, I thank you for the immense privilege you have given me to speak to you today. I speak to you not only as a fellow Panther, but I also as a recent one. I myself graduated at the tail end of 2017. It's not too long ago. I still vividly remember the long days in the computer lab, the runs over to GC to grab Pollo Tropical while studying for exams, and the internal struggle of finding parking in PG6. Hopefully that's a little better now. I remember sitting where you are sitting today, happy and proud to have reached this big milestone. And while a familiar 2017 doesn't seem too long ago, it is evident that the world is a much different place today. Today, the global pandemic has brought on rough waters to our lives. Rough waters, as many adventurous sailors and brave ship captains will tell you, are by nature hard to navigate. They're intimidating to face and require us to brace for a period of time. And isn't that what this pandemic feels like, really? We've been forced to keep distance from our friends and loved ones. We face unprecedented economic and mental challenges. And for some of you in the audience, the pandemic presented a real life danger to you. However, some of you in the audience might have been fortunate enough to avoid rough waters for yourself during the pandemic. Maybe it's been really good, or maybe throughout life you haven't really had rough waters come to you. Some of you might even stand in pride and confidence in your abilities to face the storms ahead. But for those who have experienced the rough waters, I'm not talking about the frustrations of debugging your program or finding out that they ran up pastelitos in UC. No, I'm really talking about the rough waters that will eventually come to all of us. And these are rough waters that breaks us to our very core and attempts to sink our life's vessel, leaving us lost and stranded at sea. In the spirit of facing challenging times as we do now and in the future, I thought I could bring to you a personal story of mine in the rough waters, a real story, a difficult one that could help show you how to navigate through your own rough waters when they come to you, and they will at some point. The story begins 3 years ago, actually, right where you are sitting right now, at my own graduation. But before, I want to give some backstory. I was very fortunate to do some great and meaningful work at FIU with some incredibly talented people. At the tail end of my sophomore year, I was wrapping up my VR technology and co-founded Pilot VR, like Dr. Velakis was mentioning. It was a startup that applied VR in the physical therapy space to help patients recover effectively. And also at the tail end of sophomore year, I met Caesar in Dr. Chen's database class. So if he's on the call, hi, Dr. Chen. In this class, we talked vigorously on the idea of a community where people of walks of life could come together to learn and to grow authentically. And those ideas became what we know now as UPE, FIU's largest tech organization. Some of you might have attended some of those workshops, and even some of you might have been involved in the many programs we have, or even have been an executive member or a committee member. Things were going well by the time I reached my last year at FIU, as you guys can probably hear. UP was growing fast. It was sending some of our members to top tech firms like Microsoft and Facebook. We were starting to get on the map. My startup has been developing for over 2 years, and we had garnered interest from investors as we were moving closer to having a product for real customers. And above all, graduation was coming. And boy, was I excited to face the world. I stood up at graduation to receive the World's Ahead Graduate Award from President Rosenberg in December of 2017. So almost again, 3 years ago, not too long ago. And just as many of you today, I was excited to walk out those doors. Real life was beginning and I was ready. Little did I know that my enthusiasm would only last 5 months. As the weeks passed by, Pilot hit major challenges in the real world. It was difficult to secure funding to begin with. A competitor started, getting ahead of us, getting a larger lead. And our ambitious but limited experience as a team began to weigh in when we were trying to deal with the complexities of the healthcare industry. At this time, I also faced some incredibly difficult personal challenges, and I slowly felt the waters getting rougher and the storm started to brew. I tried holding it all together and trying to be laser focused on where I wanted to go, just like I was at FIU. But the storm kept brewing and it kept intensifying. It began to dawn on me 5 years after graduation that things had not turned out as I'd hoped. After 3 years of working hard, I decided to shut down the startup. And while facing difficult challenges, I found myself in bed one night, the world's ahead graduate, thinking about where it all went wrong. I was jobless. I didn't have a lot of direction. I was trying to understand why my heart drove me down this difficult road. And the months that followed were hard. They were filled with a lot of uncertainty. They were empty of the optimism that had driven me in my time at FIU. And it was honestly a little agonizing. At that point, I certainly knew that I hit rough waters. This was definitely the lowest point in my life. But even then, I knew one thing. I had to keep moving. I had to keep searching because while everything around me seemed lost and hopeless, everything seemed hopeless, like being in the middle of a deadly storm at sea. I knew that I had something to give and something to live for. I really felt like I had a purpose still at the core. For some reasons I can't explain, I've always found a calling to build community, a place where people can come together to learn, grow, and belong. After digging deeper, I saw a lot of my work up to that point showed that, and it became clear to me that it was the guiding light that would lead me forward. I cleaned my tears and I decided to head back to UP as an alumnus to help continue the important work we're doing there as I figured myself out. And it was a start. It was somewhere to just get moving. Having a purpose, a why, will be your compass through these rough waters. Even when the large and destructive waves prevent you from seeing the horizon, it will point you true north and help you get walking somewhere, which is better than nowhere. Sometimes it will be necessary for you to dig deeper for this purpose, but from experience, I can tell you that what you find will change your life and can help the people around you as well. While I had wiped my tears and began walking forward, things were still very hard and healing was slow. However, I made critical progress by finding community and leaning to those around me. My time back with UP after these events are filled with some of my fondest memories, and I got to work on what I loved with the people I loved. I rekindled my passion for music with my friend Amy and began writing music again, where I slowly began reclaiming my creativity. I even leaned on some of the ambitious friends I made during my days as a startup founder. As I expressed myself authentically and vulnerably of what had happened, and I found that a lot of people actually face similar struggles around imposter syndrome and facing difficult challenges. I also flew back to Ecuador to reconnect with my roots, my family, where they embraced me with an unconditional love. Finding community will help you find the stability necessary to keep your ship afloat and reinforce through the rough waters. An important lesson I learned during this time was that leaning on those around you is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of deep strength and humility. The alternative is to continue alone, where you will fall deeper in the storm and where it is easier to sink to despair. Looking back, I arguably did some of my best work during this time, and EP continued to grow. I wrote some great songs and played live with people again, and I honestly grew as a leader, a friend, and an engineer. However, none of this pays the bills, as a lot of you guys might know. A year passed quickly, and I still did not have a job. Like some of you sitting here today, I filled job application after job application in no avail. My savings were running dry. Things were really hard. It was hard to maintain the fire of hope, but thankfully I had my father around to remind me that the time will come, that God honors patience and perseverance most of all. I think I sent over 200 job applications in the span of a few weeks. I even annoyed a handful of recruiters on LinkedIn in the process, but I did not budge and I knew something was just around the corner. Truly enough, one night around Christmas 2018, I got a phone call from Redmond, Washington. It was a recruiter from Microsoft, and he explained that there was a position at Xbox that he thought I would be a good fit for. And when I received this call, Xbox is an incredibly hard place to get into. Even people that work at Microsoft can't get into Xbox sometimes. I knew that this was my chance, and I believed, and believe me, I studied hard. I studied for the interview harder than any final I ever had, with the exception of Professor Downey's NetCentric final. That one was pretty hard. So if he's in the call, hi, Dr. Downey. I flew to Redmond to meet my fate. A few days after the interview, I flew to Redmond to meet my fate. And a few days after the interview, I got a call that I got the job. All I could do was lay on the floor crying, thinking of the journey I had embarked to get to that singular moment. I am now a software engineer at Xbox, working on arguably one of the most disruptive gaming technologies in decades, game streaming. Perseverance and grit, I found, is what makes you resilient and what prevents the water from breaking into your ship and corroding your strength. Some might say that it is easy for me to say this now that I'm at Xbox, but I'll reiterate that there was nothing easy about this journey. I understand how hard it is to maintain the grit and the strength under these difficult circumstances. And it's personally frustrating to be unable to tell you when it gets better, but I can tell you that it will certainly get better. And when the opportunity arises, make sure that you're prepared to seize it. Friends, it was not easy to share this with you today. I still hold some of the scar tissue from that time, honestly. But in my heart, I found it necessary to bring this to you and equip my fellow Panthers for what is out those doors, to help you face those rough waters as I have faced them when they come to you. The journey was difficult and at times unbearable, but as a result, today I am a wiser leader, a more knowledgeable engineer, a more empathetic friend, a more resilient and humble human being, ready to tackle the challenges of tomorrow. I would not have it any other way. While the rough waters may come to you, I have full confidence that each one of you will sail through to and reach your personal goals and find the treasures of success. As FIU engineers, we have shown that at home and abroad that as FIU engineers, we have shown to those at home and abroad that we are a force to be reckoned with, that we are capable of accomplishing anything that we set our minds to, even under challenging circumstances. The Knight Foundation believes that. They just gave $10 million to invest in our school. Major tech firms believe this, as they continue to support shell hacks. They continue to support the different UP programs that we have for our community. And they keep hiring qualified graduates they're hiring from FIU. And now, what's most exciting is now that the startup and venture capital community is beginning to see it in the Miami Tech movement. And this tells me that the future is bright for our community. And indeed, I think the best is still yet to come. Before I close, I'd like to ask each of you a favor. A step I think that is super necessary to continue the great momentum that we're building here. When you do find the treasure of success, like Dr. Valakis said, make sure that you give back and empower your community. Be the light that can help others find their way through life's sometimes treacherous oceans. Now more than ever, our community needs us. A great way to get started is by actually joining our newly formed UP Alumni Association. The UP Alumni Association is where we're building a strong alumni community around professional development, social connections, and opportunities to give back. This is also a great opportunity to find a supportive community where you can learn, grow, and sail after your time at FIU. Where a lot of us are now kind of gathered there and trying to figure out how together we can continue to make new strides and get farther in life. We'll be holding our first kickoff event in a few weeks. You can register and find more information at go.fiu.edu/UP alumni. I'll put the link in a little later. And this is definitely something you don't want to miss. Class of 2021, you made it. Congratulations, thank you, and God bless you and happy sailing. Thank you, everybody.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Maldonado, for your inspirational and heartfelt remarks. Navigating the rough waters that will come. We're indeed honored and privileged to have you share your experiences and vision with us. We'll now proceed to induct the graduates into their respective professional orders. Among our graduates, we have computer scientists, information technologists, construction managers, and engineers. Each graduate will be inducted into his or her corresponding professional order. There are three parts to the induction ceremony. First, induction into the order of the computing professional, followed by the induction into the order of the constructor, and finally, the induction into the order of the engineer. We will ask the students in each respective part of the ceremony to unmute yourselves to recite the oath. Please be sure to limit any background noise and be prepared to mute yourselves once the oath has been recited. We'll begin with the induction of the Order of the Computing Professional. I now call Dr. Jason Liu to recite the oath and induct the graduates into the Order of the Computing Professional. Dr. Liu.
Thank you, Dr. Christie. The Order of Computing Professional was created in the fall of 2005 to celebrate our new home in the College of Engineering and Computing, and to promote among our graduates the highest code of conduct and dedication to our profession. You have each received a certificate and pin. Please be ready to place the pins on your shirts when inducted. Now let's do the pledge. Order of Computing Professional inductees, please now unmute your mics. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I'm going to say the pledge one line at a time, and please just repeat after me, one sentence at a time. State your name clearly after the word I. Let's do the oath. The oath of the Order of Computing and Professional. I, say your name. Am a computing professional. My work as a computing professional affects people's lives.
My work as a computing professional affects people's lives.
Both now and into the future.
Both now and into the future. Now and into the future.
As a result.
As a result.
I bear moral and ethical responsibilities to society.
I bear moral and ethical responsibilities to society.
As a computing professional, I pledge.
As a computing professional, I pledge
to practice my profession with the highest level of integrity and competence.
to practice my profession with the highest level of integrity and competence.
I shall always use my skills for the public good.
I shall always use my skills for the public good.
I shall be honest about my limitations.
I shall be honest about my limitations.
Continuously seeking to improve my skills through lifelong learning.
Continuously seeking to improve my skills through lifelong learning.
I shall engage only in honorable and upstanding endeavors.
I shall engage in only honorable and upstanding endeavors.
By my actions, I pledge to honor my chosen profession.
By my honor, I pledge to honor my chosen profession.
You may now place yourself on mute and place your pins on your shirts. Graduates of computer science, information technology, and telecommunications and networking, I will now induct you into the profession. Ahmed Akami, Alexandra Vasquez, Alexander Frosas, Andres Balzan, Andrew Anderson, Anthony Asimias, Carolina Roman, Christian Valencia, Colin Webb, Christine Carroll, Danny Fernandez, Daniel Luciani, Daniel Chan, Daniel Jimenez, Daniel Perez, Denise Figueroa, Diane Abdullah, Alda Potter, Alianis Ventura Rodriguez, Emmanuel Okafor, Ernesto Diaz, Fernando Cotada, Ha Ho, Jinyin Han, Johanna Brosh, John Acosta, Jonas Colina, Jorge Panek, Jose Julio Gonzalez Meneses, Joshua Jimenez, Kevin Giron, Lawrence Egareva, Leila Lendi Adaza, Luis Fernandez, Luis Rosa, Mac Fernandez Nadal,
No, eso me caramelito para cuando vengo con hambre hacer de pasar allí comiendo.
Matthew Carey,
Bro, no.
Maxim Kamali, Melissa Granduate, Madassa Riaz, Mustafa Okal, Muyun Lee, Natalie Herrera, Nicholas Macari, Ossie Bodero, Pong Pong, Ping Chao Liu, Qingjian Luan, Rahul Mittal, Rocco Thomas, Sahil McDonald, Santiago Munoz, Sean Quinn, Sergio Pizzolanti, Tawfiq Iqbal Ramdhani, Vanessa Riveros, Victoria Lariat. Congratulations, School of Computing Information Sciences inductees. We will now proceed to the induction into the order of constructor. I now call Dr. Jose Faria to induct the construction management graduates into the order of the constructor.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. Dean Volakis, honorable guest speaker, Mr. Maldonado, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, constructors, engineers, computing professionals, families and friends, welcome. I would like to congratulate all the students graduating today. You have reached a significant milestone in your life, one you will always cherish. I wish each one of you much happiness and success in your future careers. To those who are graduating with a degree in construction management, you have chosen the profession of a constructor. You have picked a novel, challenging, and responsible profession. It is novel because you will help define and build the future of civilization. It is challenging because the needs of mankind are complex and multifaceted. And finally, it is a responsible profession because constructors have to strive a balance between the need to change and the need to conserve. You will take a note to uphold the highest standard of professional conduct, protect the public, and promote the construction industry. Membership is honorary, and there are no dues or meetings. Now, it gives me a great pleasure to induct the Moss Department of Construction Management graduates into the Order of the Constructor. You have each received a certificate and a construction hat. Please be ready to place the hats on your head when instructed. With the construction management inductees, please unmute, raise your right hand, and recite the oath of the order. Please say your name after the word I and repeat after me. I, say your name. Being formally inducted into the order. Pledge to maintain the highest standard of professional conduct.
Pledge to maintain the highest standard of professional conduct.
Protect the public safety and welfare in all professional activities.
Protect the public safety and welfare in all professional activities.
And promote the advancement of the construction industry.
And promote the advancement of the construction industry.
Congratulations. You may place yourself on mute and place the construction hats on your head. New inductees of the Order of the Constructor, I will now induct you into the profession. Abdul Hamil Muraina, Ambar Sabala, AMM Muhaimin, Chirag Sankla, Devin Tyson, Eric McLean, Erica Fernandez, Franklin Garris, Jesus Padron, Keenan Matthews, Lakeisha Lee, Marchene Pierre, Nor Stevenson, Oscar Ospina, Priya Tripathi, Raiko Salguero, Sofia Perez, Valentina Ferrer Rivero, Jamila Garcia. Congratulations, construction management inductees.
Thank you very much, Dr. Faria. We will now proceed with the induction to the Order of the Engineer. The ceremony of induction into the order has three parts: history of the order, the significance of the order, and the taking of the oath of the order. I now call Mr. James Laurent to tell us about the order, the history of the Order of the Engineer. Mr. Laurent.
Thank you, Dr. Christie. Those Canadians, decades ago, they wanted to introduce a spirit of community and cohesiveness among engineers. So they began the Canadian Ritual of the Calling of Engineer. The words of the ritual were written by the British author Rudyard Kipling in the early 1900s. The ritual also included the placing of a ring on the small finger of the working hand. In effect, it says, "Here's an engineer dedicated to the profession and those it serves." Maxims similar to those of Kipling took hold in Ohio and in 1970 for seniors at the Fenn College of Engineering at Cleveland State, where they designed and held the first ring ceremony and reception. Since then, similar ceremonies of the Order of the Engineer have been held across the United States, and at which graduates and registered engineers are invited to accept the obligation of the engineer. The ceremonies are conducted by the links or local chapters of the order. In 1994, FIU became the 140th link of the order. The tradition has been carried out since then. Now I'd like to call Dr. Osama Mohammed to tell us about the significance of the engineer.
Dr. Mohammed.
We're gonna check on him really fast.
I'm coming.
Thank you. Let's hope nothing happened.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Awesome.
okay now?
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. Okay, we're ready for
I'm
you.
right, I'm right. Okay,
Okay, good.
significance of the order. The purpose of the order of the engineer is to foster a feeling of pride and dedication to the profession, which binds its members together. The order is symbolized by the acceptance of an obligation and the wearing of a stainless steel ring on the little finger of the working hand. There are no meetings other than this ceremony, and there are no dues. The obligation is the formal statement of an engineer's responsibility to the public and the profession. It is a creed similar to the oath attributed to Hippocrates that commonly taken by medical graduates, and which sets forth an ethical code. The obligation contains parts of the canon of ethics of major engineering societies. Inductees accept the obligation of the order, pledging to uphold the standard and dignity of the engineering profession. It promotes honesty and integrity and recognizes that today's engineers are dependent on their predecessors for their skills. The significance of the order of the application creed might be expressed in this way. I am an engineer. I have an obligation to my profession. My desire is to apply the golden rule, our code of ethics, to the practice of my profession. My obligation is a yardstick of my professionalism. And lastly, my professionalism means to me that I will never again ask myself the question, how much do I get out of it? But rather that I will ask myself, how much can I give? The symbol of the desire to be a giver is the engineer's ring you wear for all to see. The ring says to all who see it, here is an engineer who possesses public avowed dedication to their profession and the public it serves. With that in mind, we will now induct you into the order. I now ask Dr. Anthony McGorn to administer the oath for the graduates of the various engineering programs. Dr. McGorn.
Okay, engineering class of spring 2021 inductees. You have received a certificate and stainless steel ring that represents the acceptance to the obligation of the order. Please have the ring ready to be placed on your finger when instructed. At this time, please unmute yourselves, raise your right hand, and recite the obligation of an engineer. Somebody needs to mute themselves here. Please read aloud after me the text highlighted in yellow on the screen. Please say your name to fill in the blank after the words I. I, say your name.
I,
am an engineer.
I'm an engineer.
In my profession, I take deep pride. To it, I owe solemn obligations.
through it I owe
solemn obligations.
As an engineer, I pledge to practice
As an engineer, I pledge to
practice
integrity and fair dealing, tolerance, and respect.
integrity, fair dealing, tolerance, and
respect.
And to uphold devotion to the standards and the integrity of my profession.
to uphold
Devotion to the standards and the dignity of my profession.
Conscious always that my skills carries with it
conscious always that my skill carries with it
the obligation to serve humanity.
the obligation to serve humanity.
By making the best use of Earth's precious wealth.
By making the best
use of Earth by making the best precious wealth.
As an engineer, I shall practice in none but honest enterprises.
As an engineer, I shall practice honest enterprises.
When needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given.
when needed. My skill and knowledge shall be given.
Without reservation for the public good. In the performance of my duty and in fidelity to my profession.
In the performance of my to my profession.
I shall give the utmost.
I shall give my utmost.
I shall give my utmost.
Now please place yourselves on mute. At this moment, I ask you to take the ring and place it on your pinky finger of the working hand. And I would like to ask Dr. Christie to proceed with the induction of the inductees.
Thank you, Dr. McGorn. Inductees will be called by departments in the following order: biomedical engineering, civil and environmental engineering, electrical and computer engineering, enterprise and logistics engineering, followed by mechanical and materials engineering. I'd like to ask Dr. Anu Jung to present the certificates to the biomedical engineering graduates. Dr. Jung.
I will read out the names. For each of the people.
Yes, go ahead, Dr. Jung.
Yes. Adriana Aguilar. Aliot Provedo. Alison Martinez Mejia. Amanda Barreto. Ana Valentin. Arash Datka. Bridget Meyer. Carlos Armas. Carlos Otero. Claudia Giannini. Claudia Ponce Aportela. Condell Eastman. Daniela Lezaola. Edward Sosa. Eric Peralta. Gabriel Pena. Gabriela Alvarado. Gabriela Rash. Heriberto Nieves. Hui Miguin. Irene Cabanas. Isamar Camarena Ubiera. Jose Montes. Kevin Fusco. Maria del Rocio Rodriguez Capilla. Melissa Fernandez. Mohamed Almari. Nasika Niedas. Nelson Abarca. Paula Orenes Sanchez. Quena Juan. Ryan Naji. Shadi Selki. Shailin Greer. Thomas Schiffer. Valentina Roldan. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Jung. I'd like to call Dr. Arindam Chowdhury to present the certificates to the Civil and Environmental Engineering graduates. Dr. Chowdhury.
Thank you. Ahmad Itayam, Alberto Jurado de los Reyes, Alejandro Picos, Anderson Mai, Andres Moad, Austin Hartman, Daniel Frolick, Edward Handy, Fiorella Asturiza, Gianni Saint Victor, Harold Duarte, Jesse Gonzalez, Jessica Garcia, Jose Enriquez, Julio Herrera, Karen Barrios, Catherine De La Rosa, Liana Liu, Livia Contres, Luis Ochotorena, Mariam Tapsova, Mariam Tatiana Bulla, Maria Donner, Martha Morales, Michelle Trujillo, Mohammad Zawad, Mohammad Alokalia, Nelson Hernandez, Pamela Babbitt, Samandar Perme, Shelly Harar, Valentina Rabe. Congratulations, Civil and Environmental Engineering inductees. Well done.
Thank you, Dr. Chowdhury. I'd like to ask Dr. Jean Andrian to present the certificates to the Electrical and Computer Engineering graduates. Dr. Andrian.
Abdullah Al-Mutairi, Abdullah Al-Ajmi, Ahmad Al-Kassar, Ahmed Ali Saad Ahmed, Albert Caro, Alejandro Almeida, Ali Al-Saifi, Angie Baca, Anthony De La Torre, Bautista Vaiani, Brunella Gomez, Byron Williams, Carlos Lamelas, Xiao Hao Lin, Charles King, Collins Valle, Christian Bencomo, Daniel Perez Herrera, Diana Gomez, DF Vital, Faisal Al-Mutairi, Farah Alud, Gary Bird, Gillian Alfonso, Gaurav Gupta, Hassan Eldib, Hernan Leon, Ivan Albornoz, Jackie Wofo, Jihad Halad Rami, Jennifer Cubias Meza, Joel Castillo, Jorge Berrios, Jose Silva, Juan Gomez, Junji Wu, Kalaf Alenezi, Alejandro Caldera, Luis Quintero, Manuel Patino, Marcos Rios, Maria Vidal Para, Marlovis Abreu Vargas, Martin Garcia Rojas, Max Brutus, Melissa Alzati, Nathan Thomas, Nicholas Bravo, Pablo Vasquez, Patrick Cohen, Paul Brill, Rafael Meza Farias, Rogelia Bofil Din, Salman Almeri, Steven Soetuke Meza, Webley Armand, Wilhelm Coles, William Giron, Ayama Penalver Perez, Joel Robina. Congratulations, electrical and computer engineering inductees.
Thank you, Dr. Andrian. Now I'd like to call forward Dr. Chin Shan Chan to present the certificates for the graduates of the Enterprise and Logistics Engineering Program. Dr. Chen.
Unmute.
Dr. Chen, I think you need to unmute your microphone, please.
The better now?
Yes.
All right. Our inductees are Christine Scott, Etinia Panger, Casey Garcis, Li Min Chang, Yi Kyung Yuan, Mayet Ayazi, Mohammed Aduet, Morgan Maki, Kenki Yan, Yasha Sri Moore, Zihui Zhang. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Chen. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Arvind Agarwal to present the certificates to the Mechanical and Materials Engineering graduates. Dr. Agarwal.
Thank you, Dr. Christie. Alexei Gallego, Adrian Brito, Ahmed Baklaka, Alex Chavez, Alexander Rojas, Alexander Pusa, Alfonso Thornton, Amin Rabe Bobakani, Andres Garzon, Brendan Sintas, Christopher Garcia, Christopher Shepard, Clara Bahoya, Corey Strum, Daniel Perez, Daniel Rivero, Dante Murphy, Diego Alberto Colorado, Elisa Cristino, Enzo Castillon, Eric C., Eric Castro, Eric Robles, Fernando Navarro, Gabriel Serioni, J.C. Valdez, Hakeem Cumberbatch, Hamad Al-Shalawi, Jan Rook, Isaiah Littlezon, Itai Bleber, James Lee Laurent, Javier Molina, Jamin Francois, Jimbalis La Rochelle, Jimmy Baez Allende, Jorge Cuadra, Jose Arguello, Jose Lama, Juan Zilasha, Juan Cedino, Julian Osorio, Julian Huarbe, Juliet Dubon, Luis Diaz, Marlon Burke, Martin Gandiaga, Matthew Rivera, Matthew Barreto, Michael Lopez, Maikandi De Lima, Mohammad Abulava, Naima Woods, Nazar Al-Hanoui, Nicholas Lucado, Nicole Baca, Orlando Fernandez, Patricia Garcia, Pierre Palacios, Ray Fernandez, Renzo Torres, Renel Castaneda, Roberto Valle, Roberto Navarro, Rodrigo Inacio dos Santos, Ronald Suarez, Sami Alatavi, Sebastian Garcia, Susan Zhang, Timothy Vidden, Tina Marie Suizo, Valerie Braco Perez, Walid Aiseli, William Daly, Willis Shirino, Yusuf Alkuwairan. Congratulations, Mechanical and Materials Engineering inductees.
Thank you, Dr. Agarwal, and congratulations. You're now members of the Order of the Engineer. Now, the faculty of the College of Engineering and Computing is very proud of its students and graduates. To recognize their achievements, the college has established 3 awards: Outstanding Bachelor's Degree Graduate, Outstanding Master's Degree Graduate, and Outstanding Doctoral Degree Graduate. These awards recognize a student's academic excellence and exemplary service to his or her department while pursuing their degrees. The Outstanding Bachelor's Degree Awards are selected by each department. The awards recognize students with a minimum of a 3.5 grade point average, who has been involved in professional societies, departmental activities, college activities, and the local community. The Outstanding Master's and Doctoral Graduates Awards are selected through a college-wide competition. The graduate program directors, along with the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, in accordance with their mission, select one awardee at the master's level and the doctoral levels, respectively. The Outstanding Master's and Doctoral Degree Awards recognize a student's academic excellence and exemplary service to his or her department while pursuing a master's or PhD degree. An Outstanding Master's and Doctoral Degree Graduate is a student with at least a 3.5 grade point average, who has been very active in professional societies, departmental activities, college activities, and the local community. We'll present the awards for the undergraduates, followed by the awards for the master's and doctoral degree graduates. Now, the winner of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award in Biomedical Engineering is Mr. Heriberto Nieves. Mr. Nieves. Mr. Nieves's extensive research involvement and stellar academic achievement has made him the ideal recipient for this year's award. He has maintained an impeccable and outstanding grade point average of 4.0 while mentoring his peers and participating in the Alpha Eta Mu Beta and Tau Beta Pi engineering honor societies. Giving back to his community is one of his top priorities, and led to him to become a Help Your Peers or HYPE mentor for the first generation and freshman scholars in the FIU Honors College. Heriberto's dedication also earned him a fellowship with the National Science Foundation's Graduate Research Fellowship Program. He'll be pursuing a PhD in biomedical robotics this fall. Congratulations, Heriberto. Now, the winner of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award for Civil Engineering is Mr. Ahmad Etayem. Mr. Etayem has maintained a 3.7 grade point average while completing graduate level courses and taking time to volunteer over 2,000 hours at his local mosque. Ahmad's work in his classes have earned him top marks, and he's currently designing a traffic roundabout for a roadway intersection in Miami. His performance has earned him a spot in the rigorous Bachelor's and Master's Accelerated Program, where he will further enhance his civil engineering knowledge. Congratulations, Mr. Etayem. Now allow me to introduce the winner of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award for Computer Engineering. It is none other than Ms. Angie Baca. Ms. Baca is a dedicated engineering student who often worked 2 jobs throughout her years at FIU. This did not curb her passion for giving back to her community. She also took time to participate in the Society of Women Engineers, through which she shared her love for STEM to high school students. Angie believes that internships are the key to success. I couldn't agree more. She was selected for 2 internships at General Electric Corporation, which has earned her a full-time position upon graduation. Congratulations, Ms. Baca. Now, the winner of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award for Electrical Engineering is Mr. Nathan Thomas. Nathan Thomas. Mr. Thomas is receiving his degree today at the age of 16 with a 3.86 GPA. Let me repeat. Mr. Thomas is receiving his degree today at the age of 16 with a 3.86 GPA. That was absolutely worth repeating. He describes himself, his time at FIU, as a fulfilling and credits his professors and academic advisors for his success. He has particularly enjoyed the unique course offerings at FIU, especially one where he was able to learn about world cultures and challenges through third world cinema. Nathan believes in giving back to his community by volunteering for a nonprofit organization called ArtSouth that works with children in disadvantaged communities, giving them access to art and music lessons for free. Mr. Thomas has decided to continue his incredible career by pursuing his doctoral degree in electrical engineering here at FIU. Congratulations, Mr. Thomas. Now, the winner of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award for Interdisciplinary Engineering is Ms. Naima Woods. Ms. Woods is part of the inaugural class of the new interdisciplinary engineering degree here at FIU. She is an advocate for the program, believing it allows students the ability to integrate expertise from different disciplines into a single context. She has dedicated her time to helping the School of Universal Computing, Construction, and Engineering succeed, to recruit students who are unsure of the new program by revamping their marketing endeavors and to be more inviting and informative. Naima was recently named president of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, where she facilitates interactions with industry engineers to further the skills of club members. Naima credits being an active member of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers and ECO Engineering to strengthening her professional and leadership and technical skills. Ms. Woods has been offered a job at Rolls-Royce and believes the interdisciplinary engineering program at Succeed and the Succeed professors helped to secure this opportunity. Congratulations, Ms. Woods. Now, the winner of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award for Computer Science, Bachelor of Arts, is Mr. Daniel Jimenez. Mr. Jimenez uses skills learned in his discipline to co-found the social media startup IRRLY.com. This is a new form of social media, which incrementally nudges users from online entertainment to in-person interactions, restoring the social aspect to social media. He created this platform with the hopes of finding a solution to the loneliness and negative emotions that result from social media overuse. Daniel is truly a worlds ahead student. He is actively engaged in undergraduate research and served as a mentor for visiting international students. His assistance in rejuvenating the Upsilon Pi Upsilon organization's mission has resulted in the organization beating 200 chapters of the National UPE Outstanding Chapter Award for the National UPE Outstanding Award. Mr. Jimenez exhibits integrity, determination, teamwork, all characteristics that define an outstanding leader. Congratulations, Mr. Jimenez. Now, the winner of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award in Computer Science, Bachelor of Science, is Mr. Rahul Mittal. Mr. Mittal has been a member of the Honors College and served as president of the Success Initiative for over 2 years, where he managed and was a role model to more than 150 students. Rahul has had significant research experience during his undergraduate program, having worked actively in 2 different laboratories and conducting research on neuro-linguistic programming and robotics. He's published 3 research papers during his undergraduate program. Rahul has served the community by working as a tutor, resident assistant, and web development intern. He has also organized retreats and well-being workshops for students. He's a wonderful example of what students can accomplish successfully throughout their undergraduate program here at FIU. Congratulations, Mr. Mittal. Now allow me to introduce the winner of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award for Construction Management. In spring 2021, it is none other than Mr. Reiko Salguero. Mr. Salguero achieved an outstanding 3.96 grade point average during his tenure at FIU and has been on the Dean's List for consecutive semesters. Reiko, alongside a fellow classmate, recently founded the FIU chapter of the Construction Management Association of America. He also served as the captain of the 2021 Associated Builders and Contractors Construction Management Competition team, where he and his teammates competed nationally. Through these initiatives, he's been able to earn valuable real-world industry experience in the construction management field. Reiko is an active volunteer at the Rebuilding Together Miami-Dade program. Surely, his diligence and commitment while pursuing his bachelor's degree in construction management makes him a well-deserved recipient of this award. Congratulations, Mr. Salguero. Now, this semester's recipient of the Outstanding Bachelor's Graduate Award in Mechanical Engineering is none other than Ms. Valerie Bracho Perez. Ms. Perez will be graduating with an impressive 3.91 grade point average. She's worked in the Research and Engineering, Design and Education Systems team under the mentorship of Dr. Alexandra Koso Strong. There, she conducted research on engineering students' experiences in senior design courses and the students' understanding of design and the design process, as well as the experiences of instructional faculty at Hispanic serving institutions. Senior design focused projects have supported curriculum development within the department and have resulted in 2 conference papers. These academic and professional successes will continue as Valerie conducts research towards her master's thesis and completes her MS degree in mechanical engineering in the mechanical engineering program at FIU. Congratulations, Ms.
Right, well, thank you, Dr. Christie, thank you. And thank you to Jose, because he gave an outstanding presentation, a very much, motivating and really a person to follow and a person to learn from. Very inspiring words, and we like to give you a memento, back from your alma mater. And I like to read what the memento says here. I'm showing it over here. Let me change it because it seems to be that difficult to see. So I will remove my virtual background so that you will be able to see this real quick. All right. So this is the plaque, here that we're showing. And it says, with sincere appreciation and heartfelt thanks for serving as keynote speaker for the induction to the professional ceremony in spring 2021. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jose Maldonado. And we really we'd love to see you here more and more in the future, Jose. Amazing story. I think people are going to repeat that so many times in the future. So we need you to come back several more times and whenever you can. And we thank you that you're putting so much of your own energy and time into continuing, UP, advising UP, and all the other activities that you have been doing. I think we're going to be hearing more and more from you. So we're going to be getting this to you one way or another. And Elizabeth will be getting back to you. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dean Velazquez. I appreciate it.
And you are in Seattle right now, by any chance? Is that right?
No, I'm actually in Miami right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
how long are you in Miami?
I'm here for 2 weeks. I came to rest after a very intense shipping deadline that we were hitting as a team. So I came to get some rest with family, friends, and also check out the Miami tech scene. There's some really cool events happening right now. So, here to see in the ground what's going on and continue helping what we're working on here. So, yeah, I might actually pick up the award.
Okay, let's come. Why don't you, we'll have Elizabeth to arrange for you to pick up the award and see you from close, okay?
Awesome, thank you so much.
And
I really appreciate it.
And hear a little bit more about what you're doing.
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you, Dean.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you again. All righty. So let me give, we're coming to the end, so we like to give some concluding remarks. And I'll continue to do that. And I don't know if, Dr. Christie, are you supposed to give those concluding remarks or should I be giving them?
Yes, go right ahead, Dr. Velazquez.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Engineers, computer scientists, and construction managers, it is time to embrace the privileges and obligations of your profession. What does this mean? It is not just a right to practice the application of science and technology for the betterment of humanity, nor the gratification of a generous salary. Absolutely no. It means you are committing to being a student of lifelong learning. You'll constantly adapt to the changes, build on your knowledge that you acquired from FIU, and apply your skills in all of your professional endeavors. This certificate and the ring that you received are reminders of your calling, symbolizing the strength and wholeness of life and your responsibility to your career. Display it publicly. In times of anxiety, and let me tell you, it will come, and doubt, and uncertainty, and all of those things are going to come. Jose has already been mentioning it, and I can mention several tens of times that I had that. Look at it and take courage. Regard it with humility and gratitude. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Engineering and Computing, I wish you success in your future careers. Thank you. And I like to now, and congratulations. And I like to invite back Dr. Christie to close the ceremony.
Thank you, Dean Velakis. Parents, you may be feeling a great sense of relief at this moment. You deserve it. Your child has come of age. Your familial and financial support has helped to sustain these young people during these past few years. The faculty and staff thank you for your commitment to the success of our students. In many cases, they would not have done it without you. Could not have done it without you. Give yourselves a round of applause and congratulations. Students, please take this moment to acknowledge your parents. Show your appreciation by giving them a well-deserved round of virtual applause. Thank you. Congratulations. Before we go, we ask that you join us in full celebratory mode as we jam along to the award-winning song, FIU Remember the Name, by our very own Benny Williams, class of 2020. After the song ends, please join your respective departments at the links provided to you on the screen and in the chat for the group photos. It's been my privilege, and this concludes the Spring 2021 Induction to the Profession ceremony. Congratulations and enjoy.
You ready? Pause up. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what FIU is all about, it's like this. FIU's 10% skill, 20% gotta, 15% concentrated power colada, 5% respect, 50% bold, and 100% the reason we rep the blue and gold. From Sun Blazers to Rory, ready to tell the story. Starting in 65, they filled with all the glory. 3 bowls in a row, learning across the globe. Student diversity, this is the place that you should know. Began with just one tower, this our time, this is our hour. Dying in GC and experience our Panther power. You heard of BBC? Kicking it by the seas, might visit Aquarius, located next to the Keys. We're the 305. Truly the home team, repping 305. You know that's just literally from humble beginnings, but not how we end. There's about 142 countries in our blend. A melting pot, international's our middle name. Once you're a Panther, look, we're all just the same. Creating special strides, leaping until we soar. Fostering Panther pride for those who warm, hear us roar. This is 20% flair, 80% grit, be 100% emerging and never willing to quit. High scoring on the bar, students learning the law. I can hear the president yelling out, Mazel Tov, on our way to top 50. Center for New Solution, wall of wind to blow you away and cancel pollution. We have more programs than any school can say. Finish in 4 years, everybody knows the way. FIU's 10% skill, 20% gotta, 15% concentrated power colada, 5% respect, 50% bold, and 100% the reason we rep the blue and gold. FIU's 10% skill, 20% gotta, 15% concentrated power colada, 5% respect, 50% bold, and 100% the reason we rep the blue and gold. Supposedly, we have some competition, but the best school in South Florida doesn't see the opposition. We're known to be global with our mission. Croquet done straight from Vicky's, fried to great condition. When you talk about greatness, don't forget the blue and gold.
Yo, I just want to thank God.
Has become our second
This was a
home.
great
With a
time,
friend
man.
like Rory,
You know,
you
like,
never feel alone.
hey,
Welcome to
thank
Panther
Jesus,
Hall. Just
bro.
know
I
this
would have
building's
never
always
done it,
cold.
I
With the trail
swear.
of torch, you will always feel the heat. Give light to generations that will keep the legacy. Keep it moving. And don't you ever lose the trust. In this FIU family, they won't let you give up. FIU's 10% skill, 20% gotta, 15% concentrated power colada, 5% respect, 50% bold, and 100% the reason we rep the blue and gold. FIU's 10% skill, 20% gotta, 15% concentrated power colada, 5% respect, 50% bold, and 100% the reason we rep the blue and gold.
So, did that help you? Do you finally know
what this university is all about. I have one request, and one request only. We're FIU. Remember the name.
Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for joining. These are the links and I'm going to post them into the chat now as well. If it will go. Let's see. So those are the links to join your departments. Let me redo biomedical. And you guys enjoy. Thank you guys for joining.